Ooh, we're live. Hello, everyone.
Happy Tuesday.
Tuesday. This is our beautiful mum, Nina. She was a little bit nervous, so we told her just to, act normal because we've got a lovely community here.
Supportive
So,
community. If you are there,
yeah,
say hello. Say hi to Nina. We want to feel your love tonight. She needs the love.
I do. I need the love.
Super needy.
So, Bianca, why do we ask Mum to be on this live?
I just think that, we can relate a lot to the girls and what the girls are going through because it wasn't so long ago for us. But, we do a lot of work with the mums and the parents as well. So we thought it would be a great idea to hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak.
And obviously we turned out okay. So maybe Mum's got some good tips.
So, yeah, if you're on, say hello. Let us know that we're not talking to ourselves as usual. And we will kick off with the first question that I wanted to ask Mum. I forgot what it was for a minute. I was like, wait, what am I asking?
We prepped her a little bit. I'm going to leave
So the first question that I wanted to ask you is, what was the scariest part for you about raising two teenage girls? Because I asked this question because we get asked a lot when we're doing interviews or media and stuff, what are the challenges that girls are facing today? Are they the same challenges that we faced? And there are some that are similar, but there are some that are different. So what are the challenges that you're facing? Maybe some of the mums can relate. Faced, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. I'm speaking from a household of 3 girls. I was the oldest, and we were raised in a very strict Italian household. And being very aware of that, I didn't want to have all of the rules that I had put onto yourselves. However, I did want to keep our communication and our relationship open. So I think my biggest fear was, have I taught them all the skills that they may need when they're out there and possibly being confronted by something that we haven't spoken about at home.
And do you think that you were scared about that because you were in such a strict household that you were released into the wild without knowing all those skills?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. So there wasn't very much that we openly spoke about with my parents, let alone my mum. So I didn't want that for you.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because with a lot of the work that we do, that's like such a big thing that we focus on is fostering that open, honest communication. And we've lived that. And I think we still have a really good relationship to this day because we were always raised to talk about our issues, to don't shy away from confrontation and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we know that when we were teenagers, we didn't have like heaps of rules. There was only, 2 or 3 rules, and we didn't really break them that often because we knew that when you said no, it wasn't that often. So it was for a reason. Even back then, we could even though we didn't like it, we knew that it was for a reason. And we there was probably a few times we broke them, but most of the time we would respect them. And why did you only have a few rules?
I felt as though I was very conscious of what you girls were dealing with in regards to what we were speaking about at home. So from that, my trust in you was created. And also myself showing my vulnerability showed that the other way as well. So I think that's the biggest part of it.
Did you always trust us?
I think...
lucky we called an amnesty.
She's like, one of you.
I'm saying yes, but there's a but, and the but is I always felt that you all worked for the trust that I gave you. So I felt if we were sharing some intimate moments, walking away from that, I would almost gauge it, and I felt if that was something really intimate for you that you felt you were comfortable enough to share with me, well then that gained more trust in regards to when you were out.
Yeah. So what do you think was something, not even a specific occasion, but something that either of us did that maybe made you trust us a little less, that you thought maybe I need to pull the reins in a little bit more?
I know when there was a curfew and you didn't come home on time, that I felt it was just a betrayal of the discussion we may have had before you went out.
Yeah.
So that meant that the following time there was a greater restriction because of that.
Yeah.
And you quickly learnt
Yeah,
that that wasn't going to work.
It's funny because even in our parent events, we always talk about, strict parents often make sneaky children. And even when we're in high school, Chris and I talk about it often, we definitely had friends who had, 20 rules that they had to abide by, and they snuck around and they did, sneaky
Got
stuff.
up to more mischief than us.
Yeah, so I guess that, and we always talk about this in our workshops as well, that we're sort of a product of 3 rules. There was 3 rules. Don't get your nose pierced before you're 16, home by 10 o'clock, and don't have a boyfriend before year 9.
But I gave you the reasons for those rules.
Yes, which is what we talked about as well.
You didn't always like what I said. However, we also learned to respect what the other was feeling and thinking.
Yeah, and this is something that we bring into our workshops with our parents. Have a discussion. Don't just set a rule or a boundary. Talk about why that's in place.
Yeah, and if you can't explain it, then it's not a good rule.
Yeah.
You can express your fear.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't explain why. However, showing, again, your vulnerability and saying, it scares me if I don't know where you are or I don't know how you're getting
And
home.
I think expressing that fear is a good one with parents and social media these days, because sometimes there might not be a reason why you don't want your daughter to have social media, but tell her the fear of why you don't want her to have it.
Definitely.
Is there predators out there? Is there people that you are adding that you don't know? Is it purely because you're going to judge your body against, express these fears? And I think that's a really important one as well. So just on rules, we were always allowed to go to parties when we were younger. So how did you, what fears did that bring up, and how did you navigate around that?
Once again, I did trust you. It was like that guided everything. If you were going to a party where we knew there was alcohol going to be present, we would honestly speak about it. And, I would say what my fears were and make sure that, you're not drinking something that somebody else has brought. And so I knew that you were going to be drinking this thing at this place with these people.
Yeah.
I just, we've spoken a lot tonight about trust and how you did trust us and how we had to earn that trust. But I just wonder, and I'm springing this on you, I've gone rogue as I usually do. I wonder if there's some advice you could give to the mums and dads who are watching, whose daughter or son might be still in primary school. How can they start to build that trust? How can they nurture their child into being trustworthy
before they ask to go to the party?
Yeah, before they ask to go
before they get to the age where they're going to parties.
Maybe this can be something that we can answer together. I have always said, in regards to all your children's lives, to keep communication open at any level. And
does this sound familiar?
And at any
Mum
level,
wrote our workshop.
and from any level, it can become so much better depending on how you as an adult approach the conversations and navigate those conversations, because we not necessarily know better, but we know what we're trying to teach our children.
And you've got the foresight to see what is inevitably going to happen.
Yes.
But no one, even adults, we don't respond well to don't do this or else or don't. So it's having that communication and those conversations. Yep. And like you said, and like we always say, be vulnerable, share your experiences, don't pretend you're perfect. You know?
And I think also, the more that we've learned and looking back, it's never too early to start these conversations.
No,
of course, when your daughter's, 4, 5, 6, your conversations are going to be different. However, the root of having that conversation, that open honesty, is still the same. When she's 8, when she's 10, it's still the root is that conversation and that open and honesty, and build that before she gets to that age where she's going to parties where there might be alcohol, because then it's too
That's
late.
when it's
it's
too
too
important.
late. It's too
Too
late.
late.
That's right. Exactly.
Well, we're going to wrap up, but we are kind of thinking
We've roped mum into this.
that this should just be a regular segment. Like, let's just chat with mum once a week. And it's a
We'll
bonus
name it.
for Crits and I because, like, we get a home cooked meal once a week. So if you guys are up for that, leave a comment. Tell us that you're keen to chat with Mina. Like, I don't know, maybe Mondays with Mina, even though it's Tuesday.
Yes. No, it's got to be Tuesday. Think of a tea.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely we've got a lot of, mums that get in touch with us privately, and you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
The questions are all similar themed, and there's so many things that you ask us. So we love to jump on and, ask, and even mum's more relatable than we are towards mums. So please feel free to leave us a comment what you want us to talk about, or directly inbox us and we'll discuss it if you don't want to put it publicly. Thanks, Mum.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. And Instagram. I forgot about you guys.